Oh,
We worked through freezes before, and I'm okay with that. So as
okay.
this is all coming, is all this is coming online, because it's going live. If you have Facebook, you can go to my Facebook and have a watch party, and then it'll be streaming to your Facebook if you want to do it that way too.
Okay. Well, I'm better stay on this screen because I
Thank
don't
you
want to
everyone
lose
for
you.
listening to Bridget. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for listening to Bridges Live. This is Dr. Paul, and we'll have to try again later. We're listening to Bridges Live here on my channel here with Dr. Paul. We're visiting with Miss Lisa Woods. Lisa has been with me before on my other show, Bridges, and also, and I'm glad to have her back. And I know that it came up in my head because of breast cancer awareness and things like that. But it's more than that. It's actually, before we got on air, it's about living your best life. And but Lisa, please tell everyone your story and let's catch everyone up. Please go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I had gone to a business meeting in November 16th, 2018. I mean, I'm feeling great. And I got home late and I yawned. And when my hands came down, one just happened to land on my right breast. And that was the beginning of the change of my life for a while. I felt a lump there and I was saying, oh, wait a minute. So I kind of touched it around a little bit. I said, oh my goodness, there's a lump in my breast. And so I tried not to stress out too much about it. You know, I started talking to people. They were telling me, you know what, it could be anything. There's soft tissue. There's a lot of things going on. So don't start stressing out about it. Um, so I got into,
That
of course, yes, immediately started looking for treatments, you know, find a doctor, someone who can tell me. So I went to a clinic and they were able to take an x-ray and they did see, you know, something there. So, you know, I uh, eventually got into the doctors to get a diagnosis. So 2 months to the day, January 16, 2019, I was officially diagnosed with stage 2B triple negative breast cancer. And so it
and
was,
we lost Lisa. We
yes.
lost some part of that. We lost some part of that. I don't know why, and I apologize, but it cut out. But let's start over when you felt the lump in your breast, and that was a day it changed your life. So go from there, please,
Yes. So
because it
I
cut
found
out.
it in my,
The half the story cut out.
okay. So, yes. So I was saying that I felt the lump in my breast, and so I did what I had to do. And by the time I got a diagnosis, it was exactly 2 months later before the diagnosis, and I was diagnosed officially with stage 2B triple negative breast cancer. I'm sorry. Are we there?
So explain to people. Explain to people. Yeah, we're here. We're here. We're bouncing
Mhm.
in and out. It seems like, but if we
Mhm.
can explain to people what is triple negative breast cancer.
Okay, so triple negative breast cancer is when, like with other breast cancers, like they're all, you know, they're positive or they may have one negative. And so they have a targeted treatment that they can go in and say, hey, we're going to start you on these medications and this is going to be good for this. And, you know, you'll have a great chance to survive, especially if you're in stages, you know, 2 and 3. And even 4, you know, if you're in the early beginning stages. But with triple negative breast cancer, you're negative for all 3 receptors, which is the progesterone, the HER2, and the estrogen receptors. So if you're negative, then there's no targeted hormonal treatment for you. So and that's the most devastating
So
thing of all. Mhm.
go ahead.
And
I
so
think you froze up a little bit, but we're gonna.
yeah, so that was the most devastating thing of all, to find out that so they have to put you on the most aggressive chemotherapy and chemicals, medicines. um you know, it was it was an eye opener because as I started doing my research on it, I saw people, even celebrities, even influential celebrities that had been diagnosed with this same disease, breast cancer. And the doctors tell you that this is a predominantly Black female disease. It does affect other women of other races. It would be the Hispanic, Mexicans, and then the Asians, and then the last on the thing would be the Caucasian. But this is a predominantly affects Black women, Black female African American women, and some men, and in some cases some men. And they tell you, the doctors have said that if a Black woman is going to get breast cancer, she's predominantly going to get triple negative, and she's more than likely going to die from it. And so I was just floored when I heard that. I was determined to live, and I said, well, that's not going to be my story. So I began to start my foundation, my website, Voices in Pink, trying to put out information out there, trying to be an advocate for this, for our families in our communities and around the world to be aware that this is an issue here. This is something that I never heard of. I'm just thinking breast cancer is breast cancer. I never had any of that in my family. And so I immediately was told to take genetics testing. So that was the first appointment that I went to after the diagnosis, was genetics testing. And it wasn't anywhere in my history at all. And so they said it was just by fluke that I got it. I couldn't find anybody within my generations that had ever had breast cancer. So that's just the way it is. So this is definitely a cancer that, you all need to have more information about. All of you, we all have daughters, nieces, wives, sisters, friends, co-workers, people, and as I said, I'm an advocate for this for our African American and Black women, but I'm an advocate for everyone. I just want to make people aware and make our sisters aware that this is here. And you need to go and have you go and always have yourself checked and this disease always comes early too. So it doesn't come at the age when they tell you to do mammograms. There's been some diagnosis of some people kids that were still in their teen years that has gotten triple negative breast cancer. So it's just something that we as African American people really need to start checking ourselves at a much earlier, younger age.
It's amazing. I have, as I have 7 daughters, and on both sides of the family, they have cancer. So involved, from my mother who had breast cancer, from their grandmother on their mother's side who have cancer, or MS. There is so much information when it comes to genetic research, but the genetic didn't even help you when it came to this triple negative, did it?
It did not. It did not. It gave me nothing to look forward to. What they did tell me was that since I tested negative, that was positive for my daughters, in which I have 5 daughters. So 5 daughters, and then also I have a large family, and there's a lot of females in my family, and so but it gave us nothing to look to. It didn't help me at all. No.
Your foundation, you've been speaking, and I just love the work, and you said the first thing is living your best life no matter what's going through. Explain how you do that, because I think when people are going through tough times with this pandemic, and let's talk about the pandemic, because with cancer patients, they're not able to get their testing or seen, are they?
No, there's many cases out there where there's just they're not allowing them to come in. And just imagine someone who's just felt a lump that's pretty big. They have been on delay. They've been delayed. They just now started letting a lot more people into for testing and treatments and things of that nature. But a lot of people that were even going through therapy. I mean, the pandemic was. I mean, it's setting a standard when it comes to any medical treatment. I mean, it has just come in here and just has really made a great impact on medical treatments as a whole. Mm-hmm. When our hospitals are full of pandemic patients, there's just not enough people, not enough space.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things, it's taken a large toll on the mental health community, and people are now starting to feel that pressure, or now they're hopefully starting to raise their hand, because I do mental health Mondays, as you know, with people, and that's why I want to go back to, and being a survivor, it's not about clapping hands about survivors. I don't think it's about the information and getting more people tested. How do you feel about that?
Let me tell you, there is nothing glamorous about breast cancer or any other type of cancer, but breast cancer
Right.
in particular, uh, because it predominantly affects women. You know, women have we have a different mentality, and so, you know, I lost my hair on Valentine's Day. You know, it's just like it all just fell out on Valentine's Day. It's like, what is, you know, and so it puts you in a depressed mode. I mean, I will admit, I had some of the lowest times in my life when I was going through breast cancer. You try to stay positive, but you're uncertain. I had so many side effects that happened from the chemicals. The treatment they give you for triple negative breast cancer, already just the name itself is very devastating. They call it the red devil.
Wow.
And it's blood red. And it's what they put into your system first. It's the most aggressive. It's the most aggressive. And I'm hearing that you can't do that treatment twice. So if I were to have a reoccurrence, I couldn't do that again. And so that's information that I have received. So they'll have to look at other alternative treatments. That's how aggressive and strong that medication is. The first infusion, they had to unplug me a little bit early because I was just like having terrible side effects. I actually got shingles in my head, and we know shingles are very painful, and it's even more painful when it's in your scalp area. You know, I started having chest pains, from the medication, blood pressure drops from changes of medication, trying to monitor me. It's a journey, but the mental side of it, which I don't want to get too far away from that, it's a must-have to have support. You have to have someone that's steadily trying to distract you from your thoughts, you know, because you have time to do nothing but sit there. You're sick, you're nauseous. I was nauseous 10 days out of 14. Well, I went to chemotherapy every 2 weeks. So I only had 4 days before I have to go back in again to get sick all over again. So it's just, it's really, really, it takes a mental toll on you.
You know, I was talking with someone today about this specifically, and it disturbs me because I've witnessed it. I was where I was working in the hospital, the Roger Maris Cancer Center, which is an amazing cancer center hospital in North Dakota, have left their wives because they can't take it anymore. So they separated from their wives or divorced in the midst of the women going through their treatments. And have you heard this story, these type of stories also?
I absolutely have. I absolutely have. I know for a fact that's true. You know, I'm in a group. There's a lot of hurting women whose husbands have left them. They don't know how to deal with you, especially women that have the mastectomy and when their breasts are removed, or have a partial mastectomy. Right. You know, they feel like that they're not whole anymore. It's already a mental thing on us, you know. But I don't think that the partners or husbands or what have you necessarily, they go through something too, you know. But, you know, I don't give an excuse for abandoning someone in the middle of a time when they really need you. They really need all of your support. I mean, when you're married to someone, you vow to love them, you know, through sickness and through health. I mean, to death do us part, for all those reasons. And it's just at that time when we as women really need someone. And there's a lot of devastating women who now do not date because they feel like, since this happened, well, what is the next guy going to feel? I mean, they don't feel whole anymore, you know.
Right. So, you know, I mean, I can't talk for all men. I can't even talk for most men. I can only talk for me. But I'm going to ask you, what is it that we men who don't, or the men who, can you speak to us and tell us what it is? Just tell us what we need to do and understand, because we have failed our women. We have failed our queens. We have failed a lot of things as men, as Black men, and I'll point the finger at that. As Black men, we have failed. We have failed for getting mental health. We have failed for getting our physical health. We women are going through your own things, your own sicknesses, and you're not getting the support you need. So, I mean, you can call us out. That's just what it is.
Well, let me tell you, I can only tell you from my own experience. When you're going through something like this, there's a lot of downtime and there's a lot of lonely time. Nobody knows how to approach you. So the person that's closest to you, closer than even your children or your mom or anybody, is that person, that is that man in your life. And so we need for them to love us through the bad times and through this time as if we were our normal selves. We're still the same woman. We're the same person. Right. We just have been faced with a challenge that it takes more than one person to fight. It takes our mental to fight this.
Yes.
And so when we are going through these things and we have the extra added stress of being abandoned and being left, and being not nourished, loved on and pampered and all those things. The woman needs all that when she's going through this breast cancer, And so we just need for them to stand by us, say an encouraging word every single day to us. Let us know we're still beautiful, let us know we still matter and that they still love us, no matter what. They're going to be here and they're not going to leave us for any reason, and if they do, let it not be for this. This is the last thing you should leave someone for, or you should separate yourself from someone with. The loneliness is devastating. It's like the loneliness when you're going through this, or at least for me, it was very deafening. I was by myself a lot. I saw people. I was with my daughter, and I saw people living their lives. People were coming and going, feeling good, and they would stop in front of me and they would have tears in their eyes. And it's like, they didn't know what to say, and it's like, so we need you to talk to us. We need for our partners to talk to us, and above and beyond anybody else in our lives, the person that we're most closest to, the person that we gain our warmth from, we need that person in our lives.
There's so much trauma and sickness that we're going through. And of course, I like to say this in most of the shows that I've been doing from this time until the election, is that I want people to get out and make their voices heard. But you said something that was also very important, that if we don't know how to make our voices heard to the people we love, we will never make our voices heard for a community national change. And I think that's why we are in a country of sickness right now. Because yes, we cannot take care of the loved ones, the women that are close to us. We cannot take care of the children that are close to us. We cannot take care of the family that are family. So how in the hell are we supposed to get a country healthy if we are individually sick and not asked for help?
This is so true. There are many, many family units that are ill. They have their own dysfunctional illnesses outside of a disease in your body. And so we need to get back to building our family units, letting our kids know. We say Black Lives Matter. Let's start with let's start with our kids and our family. We matter as people. We matter as family. So if we can start within, then we wouldn't have all this stuff that's going on without, outside of the walls of our homes and where, our habitats, wherever we live at, and so we need to educate our children coming up. We need to educate them we need to be an example as parents, first of all, or as adults, to be that, your child shouldn't have a role model that's not by your first name. Your child should never have to answer the question that somebody outside of their home, outside their parents are their role models, because that starts at home. And so when we start building a family unit, we teach our kids how to be loving and caring towards one another. And not only just towards a man and a woman, but we have sisters they may get sick and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so we need to be able to, as a family unit, love one another and take care of one another. And then we'll be bonded. And so we'll stand for something. This is the problem. We're not standing for anything. We don't even know what half of the ruckus is about between the presidents and President Trump and the Biden and Kamala Harris. All these people, we just speculate, and we just repetitively speak what other people's thoughts and say what they say without even understanding it and just really trying to find out for yourself what's going on. And so that's oftentimes the way it is within your home. Everybody's confused. Nobody really take time out to really understand and love one another, and talk to each other in the downtime, and gain that love and respect for each other, so that we can know, well, this is the kind of person I want to run the country.
So with your foundation, how can we help you and your foundation?
Well, there's a lot of women out there who don't necessarily have insurance and funding and things for that. I always take donations to help towards anyone that's needing transportation and things of that nature. My website is voicesinpink.com. And you can go there and find out all the information you need to find out about this disease, this breast cancer, this subtype of breast cancer. Also, I have my Facebook page, Voices in Pink. Please go there. Please share that, like it, and share it with everyone. I give out my phone number because I want people to call me. I want people to reach out to me. I'm trying to raise 1 million voices across America. Each one reach one. We need to spread this word, this devastating information about something that's bound to affect a family member sooner or later. So if we have the information, we can do the preventative to prevent from getting to stage 2 and 3 and 4 before you even know to do self exams.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So give out your phone number.
My phone number is 832-702-4367. And, people call me all the time. People inbox me, they go to Messenger, they want to know what's going on. And I always take out the time to let them know what's going on with this.
Is there, if you ever need me, you can always call me with your group of the women that you're meeting with. If I can ever help talk with them and just in a close chat group about the science of the emotional and how it is affecting their bodies, because as you have cancer, and I remember this when my mother had cancer, throughout, and when she had a mastectomy in the 70s, because they just removed everything in the 70s, and that's fine, whatever. But there's a lot more that affects everything. And my mother started practicing what you call the healing arts, and that helped her with recovering some of the nodes that was in her body that kept reoccurring with tension, mental tension, created the cancer cells, and it started formulating. Because cancer is a cell, and we're not going to get into the biology of the structure, but those things affect the body so harmfully that it builds the cancer to be stronger.
Yes. It's important for us to build our immune systems. There's a lot of things out there. I know when I was going through this, I started out with black seed. And then some really, really great friends created a formula called Restore. And let me tell you, I started taking that, that is an olive oil base, but with black seed and a lot of different all natural agents. And my tumor, they told me that I would have to have a double mastectomy. I truly believe that the Restore, the agents in that really shrunk my tumor like in miracle time. And they said I was walking miracle. They told me in the end, they said, we can't believe this, but you no longer have to have a mastectomy. We don't understand. We don't understand why this tumor, I was sick more than I was on chemo. And while I was sick, my tumor was shrinking down to nothing. And so I always tell people, go out and find some products that's going to help you, some all natural products to build your immune system up. There's because the Restore goes straight to your mitochondria. It goes straight into those cells and it begins to heal those cells. It's just like you were saying. And so there's a lot of things that you can do. You need to do the research. I always say YouTube University. You go to YouTube and you type in, natural things that'll help with breast cancer, and you'll find the foods, you'll find the vitamins and everything that you need to keep a healthy body. And let me just tell you right now, I've learned a hard lesson. Now I'm trying to watch my weight. I'm trying to lose weight. They put you on a lot of steroids, while you're doing the treatments. But be healthy, eat healthy foods, Keep the sugars out of your body. Stop eating the starchy foods, or don't eat them so often, and start, navigating towards more healthier foods. And take your vitamins. It's important. It's important to go. If you just go get a bottle of one a day, or women's vitamins or whatever, what you do, find something, find the best things for you, so that you can have in your mind mentally that you're doing something to help yourself. And in the end, guess what? It's going to also help you with this pandemic. You have to have a great immune system to be able to fight off anything.
And I want to add one thing, and it goes right back to what you said. It's living your best life, but you have to make a choice to be happy.
Yes.
You have to make a choice. The choice will be made for you, and that choice is never healthy.
Yes.
Well, go ahead.
Well, that's exactly right. You said something, be happy. I made a choice to be happy in my life. And ever since then, I've been working towards, being my best, and being in a place where I can feel my best. That's been I've been striving towards that. It's very exhilarating to know that you're making progress for a better life, a healthier life, and a more sustained life. And that I'm here today. I just thank God. I'm excited. And, I'm here to do what I can to help everybody else to make it through anything like this and to get the information out.
With being happy, if you don't know how to be, how about this? Just ask for mental, emotional help. Go get a therapist and get help, because don't say I'm living my best life and you're just an angry person, and you don't believe you're angry, because who wants to believe? You just need to go get help and let the therapist say you're good. And I love to say that on Mental Health Mondays, is that let the therapist say you're okay. But we don't do through and regurgitating the same old sickness that's causing us to stay sick. Don't do that. Let's not do that no more.
That's right. I agree.
A real quick question is, why does the triple negative affect Black women more so?
That's something that researchers are really trying to find out. This strain really started, I believe, over in Nigeria. And so the researchers here are trying to find what the differential is between the strain in Nigeria and the strain here, but they have no clue.
You mentioned Nigeria, and my heart dropped, because they're going through a lot of killing over there right now, and it's
yes.
We have a lot of world thing that's going on. Louisiana is going through their 7th tornado. The hurricane, and then we have the wildfires out west. We just have I understand we just have these things going on. Hell, it snowed in North Texas.
Yes. Climate change is here. It really is. The plagues are upon us. The world is in a mess right now, and let me say this. We in the United States of America, we have had it really, really good. Now we get to see what other countries have suffered through for many, many decades and many, many years. They have had all kinds of diseases, living in primitive places. And so, we need to start having more of appreciation for people and not be prejudiced towards people. When we see people of other cultures here, we want them to also have a good life as well and have a better life. It's enough land for everybody. I don't think we should fight. We should fight amongst each other. I think we should embrace each other as a people. God created all of us. No matter what color you are, God created you. You didn't come from an egg and a chicken. So my thing of it is, it's time for us to start loving one another, embracing one another. Of course, be educated and know who you surround yourself with. But as a people, it's not our right to hate people without knowing who they are. It's not.
It's not. And we're going to take off there. I want to say thank everyone for listening to Ms. Lisa Woods. And give your website one more time and your Facebook page, please.
Okay, my website is voicesinpink.com. And my Facebook page also is Voices in Pink. And my personal Facebook page, of course, as most of you all know, is Lisa Woods. So please stop by and visit me.
thank and that's live anyways. Give information, understanding, and better whole life. Thank you, Miss Lisa. We
Thank
always stay
you.
in
Absolutely.
contact and stay in touch. And God bless everyone to let's just show everyone, all of us, the love and support. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.